See if we can get a few people on here first. Nobody so far. Nobody so far. That's okay. That's okay. Nobody knew we were doing it. See if we can't get it set up over here. We got anybody? Oh, we got somebody. Who's in here? State your name. I'm going to give it a couple minutes for some people to come in, and no, nobody yet. There we go. I think we are live. We had one for a second. There we go. Okay. All right. Well, we are live, and if anybody shows up, they show up, and if they don't, they don't. Hey, Handsome Stone, there he is. No, I am getting ready to do chicken fried rice. Yeah, I'm getting ready to do chicken fried rice, and I had everything set up, and I thought I'd just do one real quick, do a live real quick. I got the pan heating up. It's been about 5 minutes. 6 minutes. I'm kind of heating the stove up to put the egg rolls in. The egg rolls are not going to be made. I'm not making egg rolls. But for everybody who is going to be doing, not everybody does Thanksgiving. And in honor of Thanksgiving, I did put my Thanksgiving salt and pepper shakers out. But a lot of people do Thanksgiving and they order Chinese food. Well, with things being the way they are in the world, I thought maybe I could show everybody how I make my chicken fried rice. So what we have over here is we have about 1.5 pounds of chicken breast, and what I did about a half an hour ago, once I cut that up, is I dredged that in sesame oil. And this House of Sang, I hope I'm getting this on there. This House of Sang stuff is it's honestly one of the best stir fry oils you can possibly use. It's got the ginger, the herbs, it's got green onions, it's got and garlic already infused into it. It works amazing. And what I did is to velvet the chicken, I just put that in there, cut the chicken up, and then I worked it all, massaged it in there. You can do that also with cornstarch or baking soda and velvet, but when you do that, a lot of times you have to rinse it off. This way, when you do it, you don't have to rinse anything. You just go ahead and you can just go ahead and throw it right in the oven. Now what we have over here is when I trimmed the chicken, this is something that I see a lot of people do, or don't see a lot of people do, and it's a way for me to get away from using a lot of seed oils. And I do this with my regular cooking if I can get away with it. If I have like a whole chicken that I cut up, or like I'm trimming chicken thighs to do even this. A lot of times I do my chicken fried rice with chicken thigh, and it actually works better. But I had chicken breast and I needed to use it, so we just did it this way. What I save is the trimmings, and then I save all this trimming. This is the chicken fat, and then I use that to grease my pan, and that gets away from using the seed oil or anything along those lines. That's just chicken fat, the trimmings, and you use that to get your base started instead of using anything else. Because there's already a lot of oil in here. There's a lot of stir fry oil. There's a lot of sesame oil. There's not a lot of sesame oil. I probably used for 1.5 pounds of chicken, I probably used 2 tablespoons and probably 4 tablespoons of the stir fry oil. And then I just massaged it all in together and went from there. And then I'll throw in and I'll brown this up real quick the chicken fat. We get that layer of fat in there, and then we'll throw in our minced garlic and the minced onions. Well, the garlic's not minced. It's actually, the cloves of garlic I had this time were kind of small. They were real thin. So I just cut them down and I just sort of quartered them. And they'll break down as they cook and they'll be fine. So I didn't have to mince anything. And then I've got a half a bag, which is about 8 ounces of frozen peas and carrots, which is about what I get in. Around here, that's kind of what you get, is peas and carrots in there. And then that's really about it. It's one of those dishes that everybody kind of thinks is really hard, but it's really, really easy. And I've got my rice. I should get that. I'm gonna grab that out of the refrigerator. I've had that chilling. This is just for people like me who are not great at making rice. This is just one of the family size things of boiling a bag, Rice Success, and that's all I use. I don't use brown rice. I use plain white rice. And I'm gonna grab that out now and I'll show you that. Handsome Stone, are you getting any any snow where you are? So here's my just plain rice. There's nothing in it. There's no butter. There's no oil. There's no nothing. And this has been, a lot of times they tell you that you have to chill your rice for, overnight or whatever. But as long as it has a sticky consistency, then it should be fine. And that's what this does. This clumps up real easy. And I don't like that black one that's in there. That's kind of gross. But anyhow, as long as it's clumpy and cold, it'll work. What I did is when I made this, I did it for about a minute under the time that you normally would do a boil in a bag. So it's a little firmer, so it doesn't get soft, but it still has its texture. And then once we did that, I threw it in the freezer. I let it sit on the counter for about 10 minutes, and then I put it in the freezer for 15 minutes, and then after that, then I threw it in the refrigerator for an hour, and it's whatever my temperature is in my refrigerator, 39, 40 degrees, probably about 40 degrees. So it's all set to go too. And if you can get away with that, and if you're fine with those ingredients being in your chicken fried rice, this is all you need, and it's going to be just like the restaurant, I guarantee you. Oh, except for I need soy sauce. I need to bring my soy sauce over. I forgot that. Yeah, I get you, man. I've had I wasn't on the road much today. I didn't really leave the house other than to do some, I have to go out to, on Thursdays and Fridays is when I pick up my milk from a dairy, and that's what I did, and that's how I did that. And other than that, I stayed home. It's been sloppy. It was raining. It was snowing. It was raining. It was snowing. It's been crazy. And I'm here in the west central Ohio, basically, right around the home of the best cast iron in the world. We've got Wapak down the street, down the road. I've got Sydney down the road. I've got Piqua, Ohio down the road. Yeah, so it's where they made all the good stuff. Well, Erie. If you're into Erie and Griswold, which that ain't bad either. That ain't bad stuff. So let me get a drink of my coffee and pretty much get started. I am going to go ahead and throw in the egg rolls, which, like I said, I didn't make egg rolls because I've tried to make egg rolls before, and that's a project. That's a little out of my pay grade. See how many people we got watching here. I'm up to 4. 1 like. That's not bad. I'll take it for an unannounced. I didn't know if I was going to do it, but I had, we did one last Friday, and I said that I'd try and start making a thing on Fridays. And I've been, like I said, I kind of was a little behind, and I had to wait till a certain time to go to the dairy to get my milk this week. But I had everything laid out, and I thought, you know what, might as well. And plus, people can always watch the replay. And this is a handy recipe. This was one of those recipes that I always wanted to try, and I thought it was really hard. But once I saw somebody do it, and saw somebody do it the right way, it's not hard. I mean, this is almost, if I had MSG, this would be Uncle Roger approved. So let's go ahead, and I've been letting that sit for about 10 minutes, I guess. I'm gonna crank that up to 4. And I'm gonna hope that sometimes these get a little, I'm working on an electric stove, so sometimes they get a little hotter than they need to. I'm gonna get my pan out so I can start get my egg rolls going. Get the egg rolls settled in. That's settled. Let me open those up. Move this down maybe just a touch. There you go. All right. That up. How's everybody doing? I hope everybody's staying out of this weather. I've seen a couple things from around the country, and boy, some people are getting hit hard early. And that is not how you want to start. I remember when I was a kid though, that we always had an insane amount of snow by Thanksgiving time, like a lot. Oh yeah. I guess if I look. There we go. And we'll put these in for, I'll start them at 12 minutes. Start them at 12, 13 minutes, we'll put them in. And, oh shoot. Have you ever went to open your stove and you remembered that you had a piece of cast iron in your stove? Well, boy, I sure did. I just did just now. Let me get a set of hot oven mitts, and I gotta get this pan out of there. I guess with this, now that I've heated up this pan, which I was doing deep, it's got deep fry oil in it, I probably could just make them, if it was a little bit bigger, I could make it in this Dutch oven that I've got over here that was in the oven. It's now heated to 450 degrees. Not cool. Oh well. Old Motomac, Cast Iron Chaos would be proud. Okay. But I think the other thing is that starting to get a little smoke off there. I don't know if you can see it or not, but we're going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and put our chicken fat in now. And yeah, I think we're about ready to go. So we get the chicken fat put in, and there's no oil in there. We're going to let this do its thing. And let that chicken fat get in there. Oh, okay. That's where you are now, or that's where is that where you're driving from, or there in Maryland? And I'm not going to start messing with this right away. I'm just going to let it go ahead. It's kind of splattering the grease, the oil, the chicken fat is kind of splattering around. So I'm just going to let it kind of sit in there and chill for a minute. I'm not going to try and let it go. Move it around. I'm just gonna sit and let it do its thing. And then once that oil has got around in there, because that's the thing, people, I don't have, when you're not using a wok, you've got a lot of space to work with. In a wok, you'd probably be using about this much space, so you could move it. This, I gotta kind of ease into it, you know. I gotta kind of gotta drink beer on it. I can't just do shots. I gotta kind of let it, you know. And I don't need to, when you do stuff in a skillet, and this is a Lodge number 10 size skillet. When you're doing it in a skillet, you kind of got to work it as you need to work it. Yeah, I don't want to say you don't have to go as fast or as slow, but you have to go, you just kind of got to get a feel for that batch. And, you know, keep it from sticking. But if you can see this in here, it's starting to get a little bit of, the oil starting to come out of that chicken fat. And that's going to give it a really chickeny flavor. And the thing when you use like an actual fat, like if you use actual beef fat when you do something, or pork fat, you don't have to use like a, what do you call it? Like a bouillon cube. You're just getting so much flavor just out of using that chicken fat, or whatever fat or whatever protein that you're working with. That makes so much difference. Oh, in York, PA. I know where York's at. I think I actually worked when I was still on the road. When I was on the road working, I wasn't a truck driver. I mean, I did some work where I traveled, and I think I did some work in York once. And with cast iron, this stuff, if it's sticking, it's not cooked on the bottom. It's kind of, there we go. And we're just going to start working that. We'll move it around. And it's okay to just kind of let that oil go wherever it needs to. See, it's sticking. It's hot. This stuff is hot, but there's a lot of grease in there. That's making this its own grease. And you just got to kind of give it a minute to do that. I don't even need it up as high as I have it. You can do this at lower or higher. I'm set at about 4 right now, but my stove on top can get pretty hot pretty quick. So I'm not trying to, I know my cast iron's really thick. I've had this since 2010, since 2006, and it sits flat as a board, but the thing with it is that, you know, if you're working with vintage or something like that, you don't want to work your cast iron. It's just going. It's just going to we'll just kind of dance it around a little bit. And this stuff will even if it sticks a little bit, it'll be okay, but we're getting enough oil in there, and that's the other way I can judge it. I'm still gonna throw a little bit of the oil in there, but it's just kind of a way to get around seed oils. And give your stuff a little bit of flavor. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put the egg rolls in and get the timer set for those. Look at that. Buzz, you did beat Cynthia in here. Is good to see you, buddy. Hey, is Cynthia in here? Has Cynthia said hello yet? You put out a new video? I'll be checking that one out. I am subscribed to your channel. I am subscribed. Speaking of subscribed, if there's anybody watching, how many viewers we have right now? We got 4. If the other 2 or 3 people that aren't regulars to the channel, if you're another person who's not, go ahead and please hit that like button and hit the subscribe button. And hit it even if you don't plan on coming back, because every subscription counts. I mean, that helps get the reach, and so more people can enjoy it that maybe might not see my channel. So all the subscriptions, even if you don't watch, or if you're just passing through, 'cause I've got a lot of subscriptions on my YouTube that I don't know. I went through my subscriptions the other day, and some of these, I don't even know where they came from. But you can see I'm starting to get that oil in there. It's starting to shine up. And I'm gonna cook that through. Once this gets cooked through, then I'm gonna start with everything else. Oh wait, I started that and I didn't put those in there. Dang it, okay. I can get around that. That'll be all right. All right, good sense of time. So yeah, once this is cooked, once this fat's cooked, I'm gonna pull this off. And the other thing I do is I give it to my dog. The dog's, that's what the dog gets to eat while I, to not sit there and beg at the table. The last thing I need is that much at the table. But yeah, I'm trying to keep an eye on the comments, but I see, like I said, I got Handsome Stone, got Fuzz Fork in here, spending their Friday night for a little bit. This won't be a huge long video, but I just figured I'd, show people how I do it. And see how easy this is to make. The stuff you go to a Chinese restaurant and get the same thing, it's the same. It's the same. This minus the MSG. And I don't know how I feel about MSG. They say it's bad for you. I don't know. I don't really. All I know is that it's monosodium glutamate. That's all I know. What that is, a single salt and whatever glutamate is. I'm not a chemist. Nor do I want to be. Oh, you sent the link over to Cynthia? That's cool, man. Thank you. Appreciate it. Because this might be the one cast iron video that she hasn't seen. I was looking at a video, I forget what I was watching the other day, and it was just some rando video from a few years ago. I think it was one of those videos where these guys go and they sand their cast iron smooth or whatever it is, right before they give it away to get their clickbait videos. And I looked in the comment section to see if people were giving the guy grief about it or not. And there was Cynthia. She was in the comment section of that, I mean, it wasn't live. That was probably a 2 or 3 year old video where somebody took basically the same thing. It was like either a number 8 or number 10 lodge. And sanded it down to where, and it was sanded down. That thing was sanded, ground, sand blasted, sand casted. It was sanded. There wasn't nothing left of that thing. And you could see, and it was funny, when you saw it, you could see the guy's reflection as he took his phone to it and he was showing the video. You could see the guy in it. Which that stuff, man, it's a pain. It's a pain. I don't know why anybody does it. But, I guess if you're just trying to make a few bucks on the internet, then that's what you want to do. Alright, I don't know if you guys can see this out there, but that's how much oil that little bit of fat has made in there. And all that flavor has gotten in there too. So maybe move you guys in just a little bit. We can get a better shot of it. And there's not a lot of vegetables in there. There's just, once this is just about done, I'm going to give this about another minute. And then we're going to start throwing the main ingredients in. And it'll be, as long as you kind of go in a fairly decent order, this all goes pretty good. And the green beet, the peas and the carrots are frozen. They are frozen, 100%. And that doesn't matter. They don't have to be. You can use thawed, but it doesn't matter either way, because there's not a whole heck of a lot of moisture in this. But I don't know if you can see that or not. But let's see. Yeah, and you know what's funny? And this is one thing when I was doing when I kind of did a deep dive, Handsome Stone. When I did a deep dive on, like sand and cast iron and all this kind of stuff, like. The thing of it is you will see in their comment section of almost every single video that they give it away. They give that thing away. Like, it's always the prize, because they don't want to mess with it, because it's so hard to season those things. I mean, this stuff just slides right off. It doesn't stick. It doesn't stay. I mean, and if you got rough cast iron, like this can here is a 2000. I know that I got this in 2006 from a big box store. Which one I don't remember, but I know where I lived at the time. I bought this when I moved into it, the place that I lived, and this Lodge is smooth. I mean, it is smooth as glass on the inside. Why? Because I've used it. I've used this thing out of all the hundreds of cast iron pans I have. This is the one I've probably used more than any other one. And this will be, you know, as far as heirloom quality goes for my family, this will be the one the kids fight over. Because this is one I've made everything in. I use it all the time. Especially stir fry stuff. I mean, I've always done my stir fry. I did, occasionally I'll do it in my black lock, but not very often. Actually, my black lock number 10, it's getting ready to re-season because it's got the infamous seasoning from Lodge in it right now. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off of there, get my hands in the way, and set this off to the side. Set that off to the side, and then we are going to get for real cooking here now. Now we're cooking. So we're going to throw this in with a drizzle of sesame oil. Sesame oil, just a drizzle. It's smoking. It's getting kind of smoky in there. Pan my hot. And then we're going to go in with the House of Sang oil, and we're going to use about 2 tablespoons of that. And now the pan's smoking, but as soon as I throw this cold chicken in here, it's gonna, that temperature's gonna drop. And you're not even gonna see the oil anymore. Get that out as even as I possibly can get it. But this is gonna cover the bottom. Ooh, I just got snapped. Ooh, put some chicken over top of that. As you can tell, my oven is a little off center, off balance, but, and it's funny, my stove is a little off balance, and I've used it for so long that when I have a warp pan, like I have a, you know, everybody's got a warp pan of some kind. When I use my warp pans, the warp pans actually even out the, they'll even out the tilt in my stove. So like if I bake something, I kind of use the warp side. I see which way it's laying, and then I just turn it the other direction. Strategy, kids. Strategy. And that's instinct. You can't teach that. All right, let's get these gloves off. Get these gloves replaced because I am handling my chicken. Yeah, instinct. You can't teach that. While that's settling in, we'll check the comments here. Let's see. Yeah, we're still in here. We're 3 likes. I'll take 3 likes from 4 people. Quality, not quantity, I always say. And we are going to. Oh shoot! I forgot to do the. Oh well. Almost forgot the garlic powder. All right. A little bit of garlic powder. And where is my... And my ginger. Not much ginger. Ginger is that secret ingredient that makes it Chinese food, but it also, you can go a little overboard with it. So I'm gonna make a little space here, just a little bit of space right there, and I'm gonna throw in my garlic and onions. That's about half of an onion maybe, and 3 or 4 cloves of onion, or 3 or 4 cloves of garlic. Throw those right into there. We got space, and that's the other cool thing about working with working with something flat as opposed to a wok. I've had several woks. After a while, I don't know. Woks are cool. I've never had a Lodge wok. I've always had carbon steel woks. I think when I was still in school, my mom for Christmas bought me a electric wok that I had for a while. But yeah, see, that's the one thing with when you're working with thick cast iron though, is that it has definitely lowered your temperature. Even though that the temperature was really high to begin with, and it was smoking, it lowered it down, and it's gonna take a minute to get that going back up. That was one of the reasons that I'm not really concerned about with having that garlic in there. What do I do with my coffee? See, catch up on the comments here for a second. Yeah. I'm also going to take, just for some color, I've got a little bit of dehydrated green onion that I had from the garden this year, and I'm going to toss that in there. Let's take a little bit of the green onions and just do a sprinkle. Now, let's see. There we go. Just a little bit, not much, just enough for some color, and then I'm going to go ahead. The egg rolls are barking at me, so I gotta change that around. We'll flip those over. And like I said, they are literally just out of the box, store-bought. And once this heat catches up in this pan, you're going to be glad that you have this extra moisture, because once this catches up, it's going to go quick. Let's throw that around here. I'm going to turn these over. Turn these over. Give those a spin. All right. This is a flip. Oh, and black pepper. I almost forgot the black pepper. What am I thinking? This smells so good. And I'm also going to, this is about where his temperature comes back here pretty quick. Okay, and then I'm going to take a little bit of cayenne pepper, one of my cayenne peppers and Tabasco peppers that I dehydrated this year from the garden. And we're going to take, and we're just going to break the top off of that, and we're just going to crush it in. That's the other reason I keep it close. Crush that in. Crush that in. So there's one cayenne pepper, and let me see if I can, well, Tabascos are all at the bottom. I'll just do another cayenne pepper. And just for a little bit of heat and color. There we go. Those are in there. Top back on there. And we're good to go. Yeah, I've said in another video or two that this was just an absolutely fantastic year for hot peppers. They did really well. Okay, let's set the timer here. I need another 10 minutes on those egg rolls. And hopefully the heat kicks back up on this. This is really taking a while. Oh well, live cooking. Live action. Let's see, let's see, let's work. Yeah, yours too. Mine just went away this afternoon. My snow did. Um, my snow fuzz. My snow just went away. I know you're in northern and I'm in west central. I'm about a half hour from Indiana. Um, right down. It's about a half hour, 40 minutes away from me. So that's where I am in the central part. Man, that heat's is not coming back. Let's just. I don't want to I don't want to bump it up too much and then regret it, because that will happen. And I also want to, once I start getting to this point, because I'm going to do this again, and I really, this is about the point where I drop a little bit, just a smidge of soy sauce in here. Just a touch. I know I don't want to hear anything about Kinko Man. Kinko Man's good, but I grew up with La Choy, so that's what I use. And that's why, if you noticed, I haven't put any salt in, because there is some salt, boy, in soy sauce. A lot of salt. I think it's like a teaspoon has all your salt recommended for the entire day on the back. See, now we're starting to get a little color. We're starting to get that darker color from the soy sauce. But yeah, here pretty quick that moisture is going to start going away. And once that moisture starts going away, that's when I'm going to throw in the peas, because that'll add a little bit more back there. And when I throw the peas in, right after that, I'm going to throw in the rice. And that's when it'll start going. Oh, you're in West Central. Ronald, you're in West Central. So you're on the other side of the state, kind of like how I am in Ohio. Need to check the comments here. I can see those. Yeah. Yeah, I hope it's yummy. Usually it is. This is, like I said earlier, I've had to go, plus on my stove, this back burner isn't as good as this burner. But my camera that I've got set up right, how I'm shooting everything right now, it's a little easier for me to do it on this side. I'm actually doing this left-handed, and because there's not a lot of room behind me on that other side to do everything. So this burner isn't as good as the other burner. It doesn't seem to get as hot. Maybe I will turn that up just a little bit, because I got a lot of moisture in there. We want to get rid of the moisture. You don't want to get rid of all the moisture, but this, like that, that's too much. That's just a little too much. That is a little bit too much. And normally I'd like to use, and I'd also like to use some, maybe some of the crushed red pepper, the shaker kind that you get. But I put this in here, and because of how dry it was this summer, my peppers are insanely hot. They are insanely hot. So I don't want to try and go. Usually, in any of my Oriental dishes, or Asian dishes, I will do a shot of Tabasco. But when I use these peppers that are right out of the garden, yeah, I can't even play like that. To be honest with you, I just can't play, because they were steaming. I had a buddy of mine. He came over and got some stuff, and he's we were just doing guy stuff, and he was out. And he goes, "Are they hot?" I said, "Man, they are so hot. They're unbelievable." And I like spicy. I like hot food. I like hot wings. I like everything really, really hot. And I said, they're nothing to play with. And he ate one of my Tabasco peppers, and it was a really, really dark red Tabasco pepper. And I tell you what, that lit that guy up. That was a 2-beer Tabasco pepper. What peppers did I grow? I grew Tabasco peppers and cayennes this year. Normally I had some miniature Thai peppers out there too, and I like those, but they didn't do any good. They died off really early, and I don't know why. Move this around. I can't believe all the moisture that's in these. Maybe I got some mechanically or GMO chicken. But I got it from my butcher shop, and generally they're pretty good about not having it full of solution. But anyway, we're hanging out. We'll get this taken. It'll be fine. Don't let that. And we're doing it in cast iron, and we're in a cast iron skillet, so that it's not getting that centralized heat in the center to burn off all this moisture like it would. But you can see that it's boiling up. But that is a lot. Move that over. I don't get it on some of that stuff. A lot of moisture in there. I don't know why. Oh well. Oh well. This will look good when it's done. I guarantee it. Just having some coffee. Having a little bit of coffee. Should be having some nice tea with this. Oh, God. Yeah, thanks, Fuzz. Yeah, hit the like button. Let me see how many people are on there. I got 6 viewers and 5 likes, man. That's not too bad. That's not too bad. I'll take it. But yeah, it helps, man. It helps to get the, spread the cast iron word, as they say. So what are you guys using? Are you guys more of vintage guys? Are you lodge guys? Do you have a little bit of both? Like me, I have a lot of both. I have a lot of lodge. I have a lot of vintage. Kind of an equal amount. Some's good for some things. Some good's for other. It's good for everything, I should say, but some of it I use for different things. Like I use my lodge Dutch ovens for outside or on the grill. My skillet's out on the grill. It's got a lot of moisture. Look at that. That is pretty unusual. Usually it doesn't have that much moisture. And I hopefully, let's check the chicken. Check the chicken, not choke the chicken. Yeah, it's tender. I did like I said, in case you didn't get here earlier, I did velvet the chicken for 45 minutes in the House of Sang oil and in sesame oil. No baking soda, and a little bit of ginger and a little bit of garlic powder. I put those in there when I velveted it down. That is just going. There's a lot of moisture in there. Not sure why. Ron, you got mostly vintage. What's your favorite, Ron? Ronald, what's your favorite? Are you a Griswold guy, Wagner guy? Oh, okay. Well, I guess I'll find out when I get there. Yeah, I have a lot of the patriotic ones too. I have the what is it? The one with the eagle and the stars, the 9/11 Memorial one for the Heritage Edition that came out a couple years ago. The one that just came out this year, the number 12. I have that one. Love the gate mark stuff, but not partial to any particular. Yeah, I've got, I have one gate mark piece that I can think of right off the top of my head, and that's it. And Handsome Son, I don't know if you saw the one video with the, I gotta break out that Red Mountain chicken fryer that I got. That thing is just, I'm so surprised on how much I like that I'm absolutely crazy about it. It's just been I restored it back in the summer, and that's barely left my, left my stove. Okay, man, those are done already. Let's check them out, see how they look. Oh yeah, those are done. Those are definitely done, so we'll turn those off. egg rolls are finished. But this stuff, I thought I'd be done with this by now, but this has had a lot of moisture in this chicken. And you just got to kind of keep going with it. Just keep going with it. Must have been a lot of moisture in that chicken. But it was frozen earlier today. There might have been a few spots, and they were really thick chicken breasts. There might have been a couple spots that were still just kind of froze in the middle. But the heat's there. Heat's definitely there. So I'm going to take out my egg rolls and put those off to the side. And if anybody that's here wants to start munching on egg rolls, they could munch on the egg rolls. I'm not going to stop anybody. I'm not going to stop anybody from doing that. Actually, we're getting up to temperature here. I'm going to go ahead and put in my my peas and carrots. Yeah, Ronald, I tell you what, the chicken fryers are definitely, they are hard to beat. The Red Mountain ones, those are, like I said, I've never been into Red Mountain. I've always found it to be kind of not really fun to collect because of how plain the outside is and how hard it is to date it. And I live so close to Sydney, Wapak, and Piqua, Ohio, that it seems. I'm actually going to put those back in too. I'm going to let those go another couple minutes. They seem like they could use a little bit more. Pay no attention to my my aluminum baking sheet. Back on. Put it back up to back where it was. Shouldn't take long to get there. But yeah, I was really surprised at how much I really like that. Those Red Mountain. All the Red Mountain stuff. There we go. Getting that in there. There we go. Yeah, I think from when I use the bigger skillets, I think I'm going to have to go to the other side of my stove that works that has a little hotter burners. Because that's not going to fly. But see that a lot of that moisture is already, it's going away. It's you know, when you have a thick pan like this, and I'm sure you guys all know this, when you have the thick kind of pans, it takes a little while for them to catch back up. Even though I had this thing, I bet I had this thing heating up for 25, about 20 minutes at least that I could think of. Oh, what was else in there? There we go. Your sound is cutting in and out. I don't know. I haven't done anything to my sound. But there we go. Nothing here. My daughter's getting ready to walk the dog before dinner. Okay, so that's in, and now we're going to go to the most crucial part, which is when to throw in the rice. Right now is when I throw the rice in, after the peas and carrots have been in there for just a minute. Throw that in here, and this is where it starts going. We're just going to get this, I'm going to crank that heat up a little bit so my rice doesn't get soft. I'm going to throw a little bit more soy sauce on here. About another 2 tablespoons. We're going to get that color. You can see it's pretty clumpy, even though a lot of times people want you to put that in the night before and all that, and it does help, but it is not necessary. It is not necessary to do that. And we're going to do this for about 3 to 4 minutes because we're in a cast iron skillet, not in a wok. And that's what we're going to do. Yeah, that's 100% cast iron. It's Motomac. That's 100%. And like I was saying earlier, just they're they can be inconsistent. And this, and I'm using something really big. I'm using a big number 10 to do this. But it'll all turn out. It'll be fine. And it'll look good. And it'll taste great. Yeah, there's that heat. There we go. You can see all that moisture is gone. And take these out. These are done. Boom. Finished. Bake off. Clear that off. Turn the timer off. Keep going. And like I said, this is where all the your electric stove, you made it work. You can make your electric stoves work just like I'm making this one. If you got an electric stove, gas is nice, but you don't need it. It does make things way more convenient, but let's see what else we got here. Dig out the plastic silverware. I'm actually using a regular plate tonight. Usually I am a big fan of paper. Plastic's going to be a little too hard for this one. Yeah, it's starting to brown up. Real nice. Egg rolls out. And if you notice the peas and carrots, they're not burning up. And I'm just going to set a timer for 2 minutes. I'm going to give this 2 minutes of that heat. Flip it. Flip it. And just keep flipping. And you can grab another one. There we go. And we're just going to let that settle. I'm actually going to, for the last minute, I'm going to cut the heat off. So I don't need it. And we're just going to let it kind of move it real slow. See how it's nice and separated there? Nice and separated, it's not all clumped up. There we go. I'm going to set these, I'm actually going to set my egg rolls off to the side so everybody can start getting to those. And then that's going to be about it. Maybe plate this up a little bit, but that'll be finished. All right. Thank you. That's I had this a little while. I got the guitar spatula at Jungle Gyms in Cincinnati, the home of everything imaginable. You can just get everything there. They have a Le Creuset section, they have a Smithy section, they have every food you can imagine from all over the world, flown in fresh every day. It's one of the biggest grocery stores I've ever been in. And on top of that, it's there. It's not all clumped up, it's nice and separated. We'll go with that from there. And now voila. Chicken fried rice. That's it. In a cast iron skillet. Let's see. or a wooden guitar stove made into. Nah, I bought it that way. That is a good idea. That's funny though. That's funny. Yeah, there we go. It's not all clumpy. It's nice and separated, and done in a regular lod skillet for about nothing. So we're gonna plate this up. We'll just plate this. Put that up. Trip on my dog's toy. Get in there, you. There we go. Fried rice. And a couple egg rolls. And there you go. You got Christmas Carol, Christmas dinner right there. Oh wait, where am I at? Can you see? Maybe you can't see it. I'm sorry. I'm just showing you the one side. But yeah, A Christmas Story Christmas dinner, right there. Fa ra 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 ra. There you go. All right, I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna have my dinner, and all that. And hopefully this helps. If it doesn't, then we got to hang out for 45 minutes. I appreciate everybody showing up. I'm gonna go, like I said, I'm gonna go eat, enjoy the rest of my Friday night, and I've got some other stuff to do, and enjoy the dreary weather. All right, cool kids. We'll see you on the other side. Thanks for coming. Don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already, and hit that like button. All right, talk to you later. See ya.